we have a new recipe to share with you guys, and it is a very special recipe because today is Talia's first birthday. Yay! Yay! Talia turns 1 year old today, and one of her first foods and one of her favorite foods are avocados. And so I found a recipe for avocado brownies, and we're going to make that for Telltale's birthday today. And of course, Big Sister is going to help. And let's see, the first thing that we need to do is puree up the avocados. And the recipe says to make sure that you get all the chunks and make sure it's all pureed, because chunks of avocado are good in guacamole, but not so good in a baked brownie. So I'm going to use my immersion blender and get these all pureed up. We'll just go ahead and put all this avocado in our bowl. You'll notice that since I'm on the VLCD right now, I have my handy dandy gloves on because obviously avocado has lots of fat in it and I don't want to get that all over my hands. And by the way, I will not be tasting these brownies. I may put a little bit in the freezer so that I can have some on my P3 or P4. Alright, we got all of our avocado in the bowl, and now the next thing that we need to add is our unsweetened chocolate and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And these are just these Baker's unsweetened chocolate squares, 1 ounce each, and there's 4 ounces total in this bowl. And so I'm just going to heat this up in the microwave to get it all melted. Alright, we got our chocolate all melted. It took 1.5 minutes in the microwave, but of course when you're melting chocolate you want to do it in increments. So we did 30 seconds, stirred, 30 seconds, stirred, 30 seconds, and got it all nice and smooth with our coconut oil. So we're going to go ahead and add that to our bowl. The next thing that we're going to add is honey, a 1/2 cup of honey. And if I was in phase 3 or eating low carb, I would probably just use 1/2 cup of Truvia or xylitol instead. But of course this is for the family and for the baby, so I'm going to go ahead and use honey. And instead of getting a 1/2 cup measuring cup and getting it all nasty sticky and making a mess everywhere, I know that 1/2 cup of liquid usually weighs about 120 grams. So I'm just going to use my handy dandy scale here and just dump the honey right in until I get 120 grams so I don't have to make that gigantic mess.
Oh, there's enough.
Got a little bit extra, 134 grams, but that'll make it taste even better. Next thing is 3 eggs. Alright, we got our 3 eggs. Next thing is 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. So we got the unsweetened chocolate and the cocoa powder, so these are going to be very chocolatey. Next is 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. And we buy our coconut flour in bulk because Bob's Red Mill, the company, is based here in Oregon, and so they have a Bob's Red Mill, the Bob's Red Mill that you can go to, and they have tons of stuff, and they have coconut flour in bulk, so that's why it's in this Ziploc bag. And we want to do 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that is all the ingredients. Now we're just going to get the mixer and mix it all up. And look at this batter. It looks so delicious, just like any brownie batter. cake batter, and it smells incredible. But I'm not going to cheat you guys. So the next thing we need to do is put it in our pan, and this is an 8x8 pan. And I'm just going to go ahead and spray it with my olive oil spray. And then we'll just spoon the stuff into the pan. So there it is, all spread out in our pan. Looks amazing. And we're gonna go ahead and put it in our preheated 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. And then we'll see how it looks at that point. Alright, 35 minutes are up, so we're gonna check the brownies. There they are. You can see they rose quite a bit, kind of like cake. We'll see how much it falls, but I got a toothpick here. It's supposed to have a toothpick come out clean. That looks pretty clean to me, exactly at 35 minutes. So we'll go ahead and pull it out. Ooh, those smell nice. What do you think?
They are probably going to be delicious.
Alright, here it is after it's cooled for a little bit. They look pretty much like brownies, and we're going to go ahead and cut them and let the family try them. Ooh, they have a really great texture. Alright, Tata, you ready for your birthday brownie? What is that? What is that? Can you taste it? Can you put it in your mouth?